Hello and welcome to the Outdoor Station and this series of videos which was recorded during the 2011 Rab TGO Challenge, which for the uninitiated is a 200-mile walk from the west coast to the east coast of Scotland, organised by TGO magazine, and the entry forms for it can be found in the October issue each year. Now what I've tried to do in this video is record well, the landscape and what the experiences are like to actually do a 2-week walk of this nature across that sort of landscape, showing you the routes we took and also some of the weather conditions. Sadly, the weather conditions this year weren't particularly good, which resulted in us doing very few pieces to camera. We had hoped to do a lot more in camp and explaining sort of the equipment we've used and the reasons why we chose it or taken it. However, what we've done this time, because of the situation, is we've still recorded the event, we've recorded the conditions as best we can, and we've broken down equipment reviews at the end of each of these videos. So, I hope you enjoy it, and here's our experience of walking across Scotland in 2011. The rucksack that I took this year was the Gollite Jam, which I found to be absolutely perfect for the trip. There you go. It's about 50 litres, give or take. They vary slightly depending on your back length. I'm a long back length in the Golite fitting, so mine's about 53, 54-ish litres, give or take. Depends who's measuring these things. So what I thought I'd do is go through the rucksack and go through what I had attached to it or in the outer pockets, so you can see how it works, and we'll come on to the accessories a bit later on. So first of all, there's the rucksack. Going around the outside pockets, let's start with a pair of walking poles, which you just couldn't do without in Scotland. My favourite poles are the Leki poles here, the carbon poles. You'll notice what I've done is round the poles here I put a few lengths of gaffer tape. Always useful, you never know when it's going to string things together, and the reason I put a small one there is to differentiate these poles against Rose's poles, so we didn't pick up the wrong ones in a hurry as we wanted to get going. So that was the Leki poles. In the other outside pocket I would be carrying the Drinksafe Systems, the water bottle Drinksafe Systems, which I didn't actually need as a filtration system, so for the whole trip, due to the fact there was a lot of fast flowing good quality clean water about, I would just take the filter out like that and then put the lid on and obviously use it as a drink system, just collecting water whenever I needed it, and we were never short of some clean water. In the front pocket here, in the big front pocket, well, in this pocket I would generally carry during the day my waterproofs. Obviously I'm probably wearing those. There would be my gloves, there would be obviously the over trousers, a wind shirt, buffs, basically all the general clothing, and then some emergency equipment, namely first of all the Medical Emergency Bivvy. This is one of these new lightweight bivvy bags, which as you can see is very, very small, and that's been opened and put away again, and you can see how small it is, and that packs away nicely. Obviously you never know when you might come across somebody that needs a bivvy. And my toilet trowel. Again, you never know when you're going to need that in a hurry. One plastic trowel, and in here would be a plastic bag which contains a lighter, some hand cleaning fluid, and usually there's some paper in there as well, but obviously there's no paper in that bag at the moment. And I think that was pretty well all I carried in that front pouch. So let's go around the bag a bit more. Now what I use personally on the shoulder harness is a thing which I call a Strapamaptome system. Strapamaptome. And basically it consists of, and just hold it steady there for you, that consists of 2 split rings, one here and one sliding on the shoulder harness, some shock cord, and a slider here that goes on the shock cord. And what this means is that your map is always attached to your rucksack. So you can take your rucksack off in a high wind and you know the map's going to be safe there. You haven't stuffed it into a back pocket or down the back of between your back and the rucksack, as some people do in some of these mesh rucksacks, and the wind catches it and takes it away. And it proves to be a very, very effective system for taking the map out, reading the map, and then scooping it back up again. And while you're walking, a very, very easy and very positive way of just clipping it back in, and the map stays where you want it to be. And I've never, ever, ever had a problem with losing a map in this way or being taken out of my hands. If you're wanting to go an extra level of security, you can always get one of those ski pass clips and clip it to the bag that you've got it attached to, and clip it to your harness, which is one of those elasticated stretch cords. Or retractable cords rather. And on the other shoulder harness, because I'm now at a stage sadly in my life where I need glasses, there would be my glass container, and again that's perpetually there, and inside there would be a pair of glasses which I would need when I was looking at the map in those sort of conditions. I'll come on to the compass in a second. In my left hip belt pocket, this is the way I tend to pack, I have my equipment. So this would be a head torch, because you never know when you might need it in a hurry or whatever, and one of these lovely dinky little telescopes, the monoscopes there, which I thought I'd be using to watch wildlife in, but in actual fact we used it really predominantly to scout out paths ahead of us, which were obviously slowly disappearing into the mist. In the other hip belt pocket, which is currently empty, that one would contain snacks. So that would be food, snacks and nibbles would be in that one, and then this one is equipment, so I'd probably put a penknife in there as well, just in case I needed it. So that's going round the outer pockets. Now you'll notice from the photographs that I was also wearing a chest bag, which is the OMM chest bag. Now I only need this because of equipment. Obviously doing the video and doing the podcasts, I have to carry the equipment somewhere where it's of easy access. So inside here I have my audio recorder, which as I say I hardly used due to because it was always raining, and I have this lovely new Panasonic Lumix camera, which is the camera that the video has been shot on, apart from these particular clips, and it's an all singing, all dancing, waterproof, drop proof, shatterproof, whatever camera. And you'll notice that it's attached to one of these expandable tripods, which was great because I could just quickly set it up like that and place it on a rock, or as you'll see in some of the shots where the camera's attached to the walking pole, it wasn't a stick pick it was using, it was this, and I would just strap it on the walking pole and then strap this round the pole handle for a nice rock solid base. And pointed at ourselves as we wandered along, sad as we are. And then what else do we have in here? We have the compass, obviously goes in hand with having that quick access to go along with the map. And I would also keep in here my iPhone, which was used this year just predominantly a few times as a GPS confirmation, which I found extremely useful. I never used one before. And obviously as a text messaging for occasionally, but it was used for that predominantly, and a waterproof pouch or waterproof wallet, which held my, as you can see, still got the original train tickets in and my YHA voucher and a bit of money, should we be passing a village and want to have a bite to eat or something. I didn't want to have to go delving in my rucksack for a few pounds. So that was that. So that was my rucksack for this particular trip. 50 litres. I found that just about right with 3 days worth of food in. We weighed the rucksacks and the base weight was around 7.5 kg, and by the time they were full of liquid and food, the weight went up to about 10 kg, which is very respectable for a trip like this and not a great challenge to carry that weight, so that wasn't a problem. I could have used the Golite Peak, which is about 43 litres, but everything would have been really jammed in tight then, and it would have been awkward to carry such a overpacked bag. Anyway, that's my rucksack and contents, well, contents of the outer pockets. Now let's hand over to Rose and she can give you a brief description of what she took and why.
My rucksack of choice this year was the Ladies Pinnacle, the smaller of the ladies' fittings. It's just under about 60 litres, and the reason I took this and not my jam was because, unbeknownst to Bob, I took a bottle of champagne to surprise him on our anniversary, which was about 3 days in. Otherwise I would have taken the jam pack. On the outside, very similar to Bob, we have Leki walking poles. Same with the gaff tape, always useful, and stoppers on the end for when we're in transit. Lovely poles, wouldn't be without them. In one outside pocket, toilet trowel, same contents as Bob's. In the other pocket, just an ordinary drinks bottle. In this one we used to put a hydration tablet, so electrolytes, sort of salts and sugars, which we would share throughout the day, and that would be on the outside pocket. The main pocket on the back here, I would have my waterproofs, trousers, jacket. I would also have a rain cover, which we did need considerably. Also a wind shirt very often, and buff, gloves, hats, so forth. So extra items were always at hand on that outside pocket. Hip belt pockets, quite straightforward. One would have pack of tissues, often would stick in gloves or whatever because they're quite large pockets, and also a lipsil. I always had a little lipsil which for some reason I've taken out. And then the other one, same as Bob, I would also keep daily snacks, so bars, dried fruit, anything else that we were munching on as we went along. The only other addition to my rucksack is glass case, same as Bob's, and I usually have a carabiner on the outside. This is quite useful if clipping on your Crocs or anything else useful at the time, so that just stayed on one of the compression straps on the side. And that was my rucksack. The only other addition was a hydration system. I tend to go with the old Platy routine. I just find I hydrate better than with just a bottle. So I had a Platypus bottle which we fill up at night for camp use, and obviously the hoser, and the old canister over the top to stop it emptying and getting dirty when we stopped and so forth. And someone said, where did you get those from? And actually if you go into any boots shop you can still get them from the film counter from where people have taken them in to be developed, believe it or not. And that was it for my the outside of my pack for the 2011 crossing.